The man to the right there has more than a passing interest in the success of soccer in Dallas. Lamar Hunt poured millions into trying to get Americans to accept the game here outdoors. And here he is watching a nearly sold-out arena for an indoor game a few years after his involvement in the sport has ended. 4 goals in the first half. We've got them all for you in case you're late joining us. Here's what's transpired. First of all, Mike, a Doc Lawson, fantastic individual play.
Well, it certainly was. He did great to win the ball against the boards, against a very tough player. Tuxer looked up and just rifled it into the roof of the net. And as we said earlier, no chance for Dowler.
That was the only goal of the first period in this game. Dallas led 1-0 after the first 15 minutes. And that lead held up another 5 minutes in the second quarter before Heel scored.
Well, he started with this unlucky effort by Tattoo. Turn, beat Mason one of the few times. Hit a left foot shot to the far post. Bounces back to Gray. Good early outlet pass to Heel. Had a look around. Came in on Sobieski. Head down and rifles it past him at the near post. Sobie's not sharp.
Yeah, and 4 minutes later, Heel and his Stars had a lead. This is Waters. Fine run, and then Jungle for the goal, Mike.
It was a fine run. Just played it off the boards, and Jungle beat Carpen, who was not a defender, to the ball and just slid it past Sobieski.
Yeah, somebody besides Carpen's going to have to mark Jungle. But here, short-handed, Dallas makes a fabulous turnaround goal.
And poor defending by Preki. Smith gets by. I mean, Smith drifted into the penalty area, totally unmarked. He played the ball off to Juremovic, into the penalty area, and everybody left him alone.
Yeah, well, you can tell there's no defenders playing on the power play team for the Stars.
They all followed the ball. They all followed the progress of the ball, had a good look at it over to Juremovic, and then looked around, and there was Smith all alone.
Well, Mike, when you've got 4 40-goal scorers on your power play, they're pretty good at following the ball, apparently. At the halftime, here's something odd. Tacoma leads in shots.
That is probably the first time for this series, I believe, Norm, with 18 to Dallas's 16.
Dallas
always outshot by the opposition. In fact, Dallas has more blocks. They have 1 more block than the Tacoma Stars, 11-10. The Stars are the block masters. Joey Waters leads the MISL playoffs. Saves 5 for Sobieski and 4 for Mike Dowler. Other than that, the goal scoring went like this. Doc from Smith, for Tacoma, Heel from Gray, Jungle from Waters, and Smith from Juremovic. Stay with us. We'll be back with the third period. That'll do it for our halftime, a 2-2 tie, and we'll be back on the Tacoma Stars radio and television networks. $15 back.
He's chatting there with Lamar Hunt just off camera.
Lamar, the former owner of the Dallas Tornado, currently the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And we welcome you back to our radio and television simulcast. We are live from the reunion in Dallas, Texas. Game number 6, and we're underway in period number 3. This is for the MISL Championship. A 2-all tie here in Big D. Now Victor Moreland with the ball as Dallas gets a first solid possession. Moreland rolling in. Dowler comes in. Tattoo shot off the rebound, and I think that was Neil Mason there to help out Dollar. There were a lot of open net spaces. There's a shot by Lawson from way outside, and gentlemen, Dallas means business.
Dallas hasn't taken any time getting off early in this third quarter. Big play by Neil Mason, saving Mike Dowler, who was out of the goal. Maybe made an excellent defensive play.
And we get a player hurt as Willie Milano goes down in a heap. I'll tell you what, we have seen more and more players taking balls off of the line. Willie Milano's shaken up there.
Tattoo gets the ball. He shields the ball. He goes to shoot. Neil Mason gets back and blocks it off the line.
And that was a foul on the Tacoma Stars as they're attending to Willie Milano. We've got a break in the action, so we're going to take advantage of this pause. We're going to take a 30-second breather, send it back to our network, and be back with more on the Tacoma Stars radio and television network. As the Tacoma Stars must face the attack of the Dallas Sidekicks, they'll restart it from the near bore side as Willie Milano comes up with a little bit He knows a Greg Blasingame will intercept, but he can't clear the zone. Doc Lawson has it there and will set the Stars for you as they get the ball back to Mike Dowler. Instead, Neil Megson decides to clear it off into center. The Stars going with Black and Megson at the back. The defensive runners of Blasingame and Crook up front, and Ricky Davis.
So important who can get the first goal in the third quarter. The Stars, when they can get that early goal in the third quarter, are very tough down the stretch. On the other hand, Dallas, it brings their confidence up when they can take a one-goal advantage.
Now the Stars with the ball. That's Ralph Black up on right wing. He'll square it at the Dallas red line over to the far side to Preki. Preki will walk in against Moreland. Take a shot. Moreland sticks out the leg and blocks it. Rebound shot by Neil Megson. Kind of hippity hops across the open penalty box area, and it comes out on the right wing side. Now Davis steals, and he's leveled by Tattoo. Davis knocked off the ball in a shoulder tackle by Tattoo. That's foul number 1 on Dallas.
Well, as you can see, really Ricky Davis with a perfect picture tackle as he headed towards the goal, but Tattoo, as he often does, is gets pushed off the ball. He decided he'd do it a little bit to Ricky Davis.
Stars will restart it way out on the right point now. Ralph Black will hammer it, just barely miss. You talk about a freckle whip. That was very, very close. Right there on the red post, but outside. Here's a shot inside that will carry him around 3 boards and come out for Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, a goal scorer shorthanded, comes to center, and Preki picks his pocket. Preki with the ball now. Preki ever so dangerous. Inside looking for Heel, intercepted by Doc Lawson.
Good defending by Preki. He gets the ball, he steals the ball away, and goes straight to the Dallas goal. He tried to nick a little ball into an on-running Gary Hale, but good defending again by the Dallas Sidekicks to cut that ball out.
Dallas working with Lawson, Smith, and Wes McLeod at the back. Forward they have Eddie Redwanski, the blonde, and big, tall Perry Vanderbeck. Look out, here's Smith. He's destroyed by Jerry Gray. Loose ball for Vanderbeck. Right out in the slot to out over to Doc Lawson. Every time he draws that big right peg back, everybody just comes up with a ooh. And rightfully so. What a devastating right leg big Dr. Lawson has.
All the Dallas fans anticipate the cannon, and Doc Lawson can unleash that when he lifts that big right leg.
Ball played out. Tacoma will get the ball. We're going to pause 10 seconds to allow our network stations to identify themselves. Thanks for joining in. You're tuned to the Tacoma Stars Radio and Television Network. Dick Calvert, Jim McAllister, and Brian Flagel back here in the reunion. Willie Milano, after a little bit of a bloody nose, appears to be okay, and he'll look for his next shift on the floor. We're 12:18 to go here in the third period, a 2-all tie. Stars going from left to right. Steve Jungle unable to catch up with the ball down on left wing.
I just had noticed that this building is completely sold out, Dick.
What else is new? Now Vanderbeck from Victor Moreland. Vanderbeck with the ball. Vanderbeck looking for a shot, takes it, and Mike Dowler punches it away. Rebound to Uremovich, but Billy Crook submarines him and knocks the ball back into center for Victor Moreland.
Good play by Billy Crook from Kent, Washington. He's had a tremendous season, and he's played excellent in these playoffs.
Billy Crook, of course, on as a checker with Blasingame. Billy Crook again slides it down on McLeod. Loose ball for Redwanski to McLeod on the left side. Chased by Val Tuksha. Double team now. Tuksha and Blasingame against McLeod. Bodies go down. Loose ball on top. Uremovich out there. Won't shoot. Drop it right side for Uremovich. Make that Victor Moreland. Big Victor can't get anything against Jerry Gray, and he'll pull it back to the line. On the far board side, and Uremovich, after Dallas makes a line change, gives it up to Mike Powers. Deep ball now. Head-netting for Eddie Redwanski. Kicked away by Tuksha. Here's Moreland's shot blocked by Jerry Gray. Karams to Mike Powers in center, and again left side to Redwanski. Redwanski dances around against Tuksha and pulls it back to Powers. He'll dump it down in the corner. Waters, all 5'6" of him, goes up against Milano to head it up into the stands. It'll be a corner kick for Dallas.
Tacoma is doing a great job defensively. What they're doing is forcing the Dallas Sidekicks to make the passes along the boards, dump the ball into the corners. They don't want Dallas to get the ball in the middle of the box. They don't want to get it into Radwanski. They don't want to get it into Tattoo. And so far, here early in the third period, they've been able to do just that.
Stars will change their line, and Waters will go off for a replacement. Also, Tuksha will go off. That brings on Rick Davis, Neil Megson, Gary Heel, Godfrey Ingram, and they need one more defender out there. They better get him on, and it's Ralph Black coming on now. Alan Hinton surveying the situation, knowing full well his 35-17 record during the regular season gives him the home field advantage. His team leads this series 3-2. Milano in the corner will restart it. He'll pull it back out to Lawson, who shanks it. A little chip now by Ingram for Heel. Now it's a foot race. Heel off and running. He'll square it down in the right wing side, hoping that Godfrey Ingram had caught up with it, but Doc Lawson had the angle.
Good opportunity. Godfrey Ingram setting Gary Heel a through ball. Gary just couldn't get the pass back to Godfrey Ingram for a strike on goal.
Now Willie Milano spins around in center, lays the ball to the left side, and then heels it back for Kevin Smith, who goes to Tattoo. Tattoo was not on that last venture down the floor for Dallas. He is on now. Ball played off of Willie Milano. Jeremovich looking to cut it back in. He does. He'll square it to Tattoo. Tattoo is way outside, drawing Megson out with him. Now Willie Milano, an All-American out of Foothill Junior College, originally from Bogota, Colombia. The 1983 draft of the Los Angeles Lasers, joined the Dallas club this year. Here's Wes McLeod, the Canadian. Back out to Milano on the left point, but deep, as he's forced out there by the fellow that Jimmy was talking about from Kent, Washington, Billy Crook. Forcing Milano back over the line.
Again, the Stars have dropped into that 2-2-1 box and one defense, trying to keep the ball away from this man.
That's Tattoo's shot, and a one-handed save by Mike Dowler at the near post. And the rebound to Tattoo. Now a screen set up by Jeremovich, frees up Tattoo. He shoots and hits the post, and Tattoo way outside before the shot is called for the foul.
Yeah, and what happened was Tattoo had come along the boards, and they just said, just like a pick in basketball, they were setting a pick on Neil Megson so Tattoo could come around him and get the shot on goal. But Herb Silva right on the play and made the call.
You can see the pick, and that's where the foul came in.
A little pick. Tattoo gets around the shot on goal, but Herb Silva adeptly picked it up.
Here's Preki for Jungle. Preki can't get the ball to Jungle as Tattoo goes down. And I was an error. That was foul number 2 on Dallas, but it was on Jeremovich. Now Victor Moreland cutting it back against Ricky Davis, and then Neil Megson drops it on left side, up on left wing for Wes McLeod. He gets nothing there and pulls it back to Victor Moreland.
Tattoo's looking like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's finding it hard to get up the court. He's staying outside instead of his usual office in the box.
Okay, picked away from Tattoo by Bill Crook, and with some help from his mate Blassingame, they win the ball for the Tacoma Stars.
Tattoo looks like he's a little bit tired. He said after game 5 that he had got exhausted in the second half. It looks like here early in the third quarter that he still can't quite get it.
A 2-2 tie. Here comes Dallas. Redwanski, ball loose, dangerous situation. But shot by Smith. And Carpin trapped it, but he couldn't get it down on his boot. He trapped it up around the chest. They go back to Carpin. He'll lay it for Jeremovich, stolen by Jerry Gray. Stars can't clear the zone. Gray again, picking it off in the corner. Slashing away at him is Jeremovich. We get a whistle and a foul on Dallas, number 3 in the period.
Good play by the Dallas Sidekicks, but Jerry Gray made an excellent defensive play against the boards, and the Sidekicks, all they could do was foul Jerry.
Stars with the ball now. They'll try to come out of their own zone. That's Val Tuccia over on the far board side, hounded by Willie Milano. They go back to Mike Dowler. That'll give them a little bit of floor shape. We have 8:14 to go here in the third period. A 2-2 tie. A result for Tacoma, and it's all over. A result for Dallas. They go to Game 7 in the Dome. Look out, a steal by Willie Milano, but Herb Silva messed that up for Dallas. Here's Redwanski with a shot and a save by Dallas as he waves his defense forward. Brecky for Val Tuccia. Tukey to the right side to Gary Heel. He flogs one down to Preki. Preki comes around Lawson to get the ball. Now Redwanski picks Brecky. Brecky picks Redwanski. Brecky up on right wing to Gary Heel. Ball loose for Brecky. Brecky, if he scores a goal, good things happen for the Tacoma Stars. Brecky against Redwanski. A steal by Redwanski. You can see the tenaciousness of Dallas. They never stop.
They have to get people around Preki. Preki's trying to juke, fake, get in position to do things, but Dallas is really marking him tightly.
The fans back into this game now as Redwanski picked the superstar from Tacoma. McLeod in the Tacoma zone. Right at the red line as he tops the ball back into center. And dumps one in the middle of the field to Mike Jeremovich. Jeremovich, a steady performer, played with Steve Jungle in the old New York Aero days. Now to Tattoo. Tattoo tries to slice between defenders. Tattoo's pushing off. They knock the ball away from him, but lose Victor Moreland. Val Tuccia tries to win a ball. Look out, here's McLeod, and he knocks it upstairs. We've got a break in the action here at the reunion. 6:49 to go here in period number 3. The Sidekicks and the Stars dead level at 2. Back with more on the Tacoma Stars Radio and Television Network. Along the network this evening, Dick Calvert, Jim McAllister, Brian Flagiel. We're live from the reunion in Dallas.
Right now, Alan Hinton has the troops gathered around him, and he's saying, look, guys, very seldom do athletes win a championship. A lot of players, like myself included, have played a lot of years without really winning the big one. He's saying, we're close. 6:49 to go in the third quarter. It's a 2-2 ball game. Keep working hard. If you do your best, good things will come to you. Let's bring that championship back to Tacoma.
You talk about the big one. I'm about ready to have it. It's nervous time here in the reunion.
Well, it certainly is. And Tattoo, he's a little bit upset because last time he had the ball, Tacoma just closed around him. 3 Tacoma Stars players surrounded Tattoo. He thought no foul called, and really, as we mentioned earlier, the officials are just letting both teams play. Only 1 penalty called in the game tonight.
Brian, do you think that's by design? Was that a directive from the league office? Let them play, let them bang out there, and let them use the bodies?
It sure seems to be that way because last time Tacoma was here in game 3 and 4, there was a lot of penalties, there was a lot of fouls called, and Tacoma was able to go on the power play a lot, although in the fourth quarter of game 4, they had 5 penalties called against them. So it seems as if there's been some sort of directive to the officials. Just let both teams play and let the better team win.
And by the way, that HSE for our television audience up there on the big scoreboard stands for Home Sports Entertainment, and we thank those people for providing us with pictures of tonight's game. Now Tattoo, as we're back to action, drops it over on right wing side. He was looking for Uremovich to come down there with 6.5 minutes to go here in the third period. Uremovich didn't get there quick enough, or the pass was too long. Now Karpin with a little forechecking against Val Tuchia, but the ball frees up for Mike Dowler. Off into center, he goes to Gary Heel. Heel will drop it for two. Will run it up the right wing side against the dashers for Rick Davis. Now he tries to dig it out and bring it away from the guy marking him, Victor Moreland. Moreland comes up with that red rocket missile. Tattoo in the middle. Now again, Uremovich. Uremovich will run on one, squaring it. Bodies go into the back of the net. Karpin and Val Tuchia both scored, but the ball didn't go in. And little Godfrey Ingram fires out with it. He's tripped up off the ball from behind. Good tackle by Tattoo.
Use the phrase, both teams are letting it all hang out, Dick. It's end-to-end action, full court pressure applied by both teams, and they're just going at each other's net.
Here's Victor Moreland with a chance at an open net, and he fires away. Slashing away at the ball is Karpin, and Dowler comes up with it. Mike Dowler right off the foot of Karpin, and that's incredible.
Good reactions by Mike Dowler. Dallas had an excellent chance. Mike's cat quick, dove on the ball before the player Mark Karpin could just touch it in the back of the net.
First shot. Good job really by Mike Dowler, as he was able to just really, after he didn't see the ball, was able to react, make sure he got a glove on it. He just smothered it so no other danger could happen.
And indeed, that's a good point. You forget that these goalkeepers wear gloves in the net.
This is the 6th game of a championship series. Let's watch how this game evolves, but I look to see Steve Jungle do something very big in this ball game to put it in favor of the Tacoma Stars.
And in order for Jungle to operate in his office, so to speak, Brecky has to have the ball at his feet to create. We've got 4:42 to go here in period number 3. Dallas and Tacoma level at 2 goals apiece. And again, Mike Dowler will try to restart it, but in front of Gary Heel is Wes McLeod. Jerry Gray, however, snuffs that opportunity for the Sidekicks.
Well, Dallas continues to pressure Tacoma all over the field, a tactic that was successful for him earlier in the series.
Good hustle by Jerry Gray, but look out, the goal scorer Smith has it. And again, Tacoma stiffens on defense. Joey Waters, however, loses one in his own third. Here's a shot by Smith, a rebound shot by Redwanski, and an incredible reactionary save by Mike Dowler. That's unbelievable.
Mike Dowler makes the first save. He's gone down. He's on his back. Redwanski hits the rebound, reaches up and bats the ball away.
And Joe Waters goes the other way. Inside, Waters looking for Heel. Nothing there. Blocked inside by Big Doc Lawson. Here comes a little blonde out of North Carolina, Charlotte, looking for a shot. Shoots, and Dowler makes the save. If you don't like this, you don't like America Soda Pop, and you've never driven a Chevrolet.
Well, it's end-to-end action, and it's been that way since the start. I don't think any of us would have believed that it could have continued. But as Jimmy, as you mentioned, it's the 6th game, and both teams have played over 70 games or 70 games this year. They got to let it all hang out.
These guys are running on adrenaline. It's a 6th game of a national championship. If you don't want to play in a game like this, you should change jobs.
How long can these 2 teams keep it up low? Now Brecky from Jungle. Here's Brecky working against Moreland. Brecky will send it upstairs and send it out of play. With 3:15 to go in the third, we've got a break. A 2-all tie. Stay with us. Back with more on the Tacoma Stars Radio and Television Network. Back here in the reunion, we're underway. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the third period. Knotted up at 2 apiece. Neil Mason away from Tattoo, but Tattoo reacts to the ball and gets it. Now Mason will clear the zone as the Stars drop all the way behind their red line, all 5 runners.
The Stars are going to try to change the pace of this game. Neil Mason cleared the ball out so they could set up in their half-field zone and try to slow down these Dallas Sidekicks.
Dowler with the ball, and so far in the game, Tacoma with 20 shots. Dallas now has 24, so they're out shooting Tacoma by a mere 4. Only 9 fouls in the match on Dallas, only 6 on the Tacoma Stars. Dallas has 3, so Tacoma's 1 here in the period. Got for Ingram now. They need some offense out of Ingram. To Heel on the right. Here's Gary Heel trying to work inside. Dumped on the play. No call. I'll tell you what, you guys are right. They're not calling a thing. That would have been a foul instantly in any previous game in this series.
Well, it's gone both ways, Dick. Both teams have no fouls have been called really on either team. They're just letting them play, and that's the great thing about this game. As we've seen tonight, it's been an action-packed game, and that's one of the reasons there hasn't been a lot of fouls.
Well, I'll tell you what, I saw the league directive. It said no harm, no foul, no paramedics. My gosh, there wasn't even any blood, so don't blow anything.
This building is not sold out to see the referees call fouls and control the game. They're here to see these 2 fine indoor soccer teams go at it.
1 goal now may be a big factor in this game as Carpin runs on 1 down in the corner. Val Tuksha does a good job of knocking the ball away from him, but right back to McLeod. He's high up on the left point, working his way in against Blassingame. Nothing there, brings it back to Lawson in center. Now Lawson chipping again, and Blassingame with the outside of his right foot nails 1 down into center, and Chris Sobieski, a very skillful 36-year-old Pole, comes out and plays it with his feet. Now look at Tattoo dropping back to help in the backside. Tattoo back there with Sobieski. Now Kevin Smith in center, looking for space around Lawson, trying to use him as a screen. To McLeod, sneaking up on the left wing side, centering it for Carpin. Carpin's getting in there. Carpin's been dangerous all night long in his positioning. And Rick Davis settles 1 down on the volley with a chest for Mike Dowler.
You know what Tattoo might be thinking? He's saying, hey, I'm not getting much of the ball. Neil Mason's doing a good job of me. See if I can walk up the other end of the field, and let's see if I can bring Maggie with me to leave a void where Neil Mason usually plays in the center of the defense.
Got for Ingram, and Tattoo working at the line. Ingram steals. Now it's a 2-on-2 breakaway. Ingram joined by Jungle on the left. He has Jerry Gray on the right, and it's destroyed by Mike Powers. The other way comes Dallas. A counterattack opportunity in the middle for the native of Dallas. Powers, right wing side, deep to Uremovich. Inside for Carpin. Rebound comes off to Greg Blassingame. He tries to clear it successfully to Jerry Gray. Jerry over to Gary Heel. Heel looking for the ball. Uremovich finds it, and then he taps it kind of through a bunch of legs, and it comes up to Ralph Black. With 13 seconds to go, Ralph and Megson move out of their own defensive third with midfielder Jerry Gray leading the attack. Here comes Tacoma. Little ball sent down. They're looking for Heel down there. And the ball takes 1 bounce and goes out of play, but it won't matter. The third period is in the books. The third period is history here in the reunion in Game 6 of this championship series. As Gordon Jago tugs at his trousers, wondering what he can come up with in the next 15 minutes. A 2-2 tie. Stay with us. We'll be back on the Tacoma Stars radio and television network. Reunion, the mascot for the Dallas Sidekicks is a monkey or a gorilla or something. They show his picture up on the big scoreboard that also indicates it's a 2-2 tie here after 3 periods.
Outset, both teams up and down the floor. As we had that timeout, and both benches, usually the players draw around the coaches. Both benches took about the first minute of that timeout to sit down and catch their breaths. I think we're in for an exciting 4th period.
Let's review the scoring in this 2-all game. A low-scoring game by standards. Lawson for Dallas, the first goal, his 8th from Smith at 3:53 of the first period. That was the only scoring in the initial stanza. Then Heel scored from Gray, his 15th at 5:23 of the second. Jungle, his 19th from Waters at 9:41 of the second. 2-1 Tacoma, but a shorthanded goal with the Stars in a power play by Smith, his 11th from Uremovich at 12:56, tied it at 2-2.
I feel the Stars are going to look to put some fresh legs on in the attack and maybe put a player like Seco on to go in 3 lines with Jungle, Gary Hill, and try to get Seco to run at people because he's got the fresh legs and maybe he can get something on goal.
Okay, stand by. You're going to get a loud pop all the way down to all of our network affiliates because there's probably about 15,000 green and white balloons in here, and when the PA announcer gives his signal, they all pop them. So we might as well let you listen to this. It's all a part of the fun and games of indoor soccer. So stand by. 16,824 sellout here in the reunion, their third this season.
Back-to-back sellouts. That's just great for the MISL. A great crowd in Tacoma the other night. A super crowd again here tonight.
And of course, records are being shattered in all directions. Now listen to this. I'll tell you what, anything for a lot of laughs and fun, and they enjoy it.
My little kids come to the game, and they've seen this, Bobby and Michelle. Now they start doing that when I'm sleeping, and it's not fun and games at home, Dick.
Gordon Jago, last year's Coach of the Year in the MISL, and really the man credited with saving this franchise.
Well, he certainly was. He not only did a great job on the field, but off the field, he was the one who orchestrated some new owners come in that gave the Dallas Sidekicks a new life, and look where it's taken them, all the way to the 6th game of the championship, possibly the 7th game.
Well, you're talking about where it's taken them. It's taken us along with them, and certainly the Tacoma Stars, that is. 52 regular season games. This is game number 18 in the playoffs. Jimmy, if you add it up, that's 70 games right here on the network.
You know, it's a lot of games to play, and you have to take into consideration the flying, the travel, the practicing. It's a long season, but these guys have just an incredible team. The players from incredible job. The players from both teams have very good job.
Well, I got caught up in all circumstance, and I think that I might have blown that 60-second spot. If I did, we'll alert our radio stations down the network to stand by, and our next time out will be our 60. You'll be directed by our network producer. If I blew that 60-second guaranteed timeout, or break, I should say, that spot, I apologize. But so many things going on here. Just bear with us. We're back to action here as the 4th period is underway. The goalkeepers have flip-flopped. Chris Sobieski is down on the left, and on the right is Mike Dowler. Stars will go with Tooch and Waters at the back, going right to left. Jungle and Preki forward with Jerry Gray. Dallas counteracts with Victor Moreland and Willie Milano. They'll make a change now and bring on Doc Lawson and Wes McLeod. Tattoo goes forward. Basically, Gordon Jago uses a 3-2 offense. In other words, 3 defenders, 1 an attacking type of defender, or a midfielder, if you will, and 2 forwards, whereas Tacoma uses a basic 2-1-2. 2 defenders, 1 midfield player, and 2 forwards.
Dallas has changed their team a bit, though, Dick.
Here's Tattoo now. On the point, he'll turn and fire and score! And it's almost deja vu. Tattoo getting the goal to put him ahead in the 4th period, like the other night in game number 4.
He's so dangerous. When he has space, he can go either left or right. You don't know which way Tattoo's going to go. He has a strong shot with either foot. This time he's brought the ball out to his left and just hammered it far post for the goal.
Okay, a 3-2 score as Tattoo will undress and throw his shirt in the crowd. Dallas takes the lead here in the 4th, 14:06 to go. Stay with us. We'll be back with more on the Tacoma Stars radio and television network. Dallas, the Stars now find themselves for the first time in this game trailing in this contest. They opened up the, it's the second time because Lawson opened up the scoring for Dallas. So for the second time now, and I beg your pardon, Tacoma on the losing end of this score here in game number 6.
Dallas changed their game plan a little bit. They switched Victor Moreland in the back with Doc Lawson. Now Doc Lawson's playing in the Dallas sidekick field to try to get shots on goal.
Alan Hinton setting up this set piece. This is a free kick now for the Tacoma Stars as Dallas receipts for their first foul of the period. Jungle will take it, and around the perimeter, Preki, Black, Waters, and Rick Davis. Davis will sneak inside the box behind Sobieski. Davis out for Preki. Preki shots, goal! Like I said, when Preki scores for Tacoma, good things happen for the Stars.
Classic Tacoma Star goal. The 7-11 connection goes again. Steve Jungle takes a free kick. He fakes to shoot on goal. He pulls it back to Preki. Preki with the left pegs, just too much for Chris Sobieski. Hammers it in the back of the net. We have a 3-3 ball game, Dick.
You talk about playing a tune on the twine. I'll tell you what, if that was not a sign for a famous bottle of beer, that would have spilled it all over the place, and he really dents the net as Chris Sobieski flies after it.
Well, I don't think Chris Sobieski even had a chance on that. To the inside post. He never even saw it. Really, Ralph Black did a great job. The the 7-11 connection has connected so many times this year, and when it came down to a crucial point in the year, this is when they needed it. This is when they connected.
And of course, you folks that are new to our broadcast, the 7-11 connection is Steve Jungle, number 7, and Preki, number 11. The captain, Steve Jungle, and his protege, two of the most brilliant performers that this 9-year league has ever seen. Stars 5-0 when Preki scores a goal, and here comes Powers against Blassingame up on right wing. Blassingame fouls him, snuffs the offense, but fouls him in the interim, and that's number 1 on the Stars here in the period.
Not a bad foul. The Stars only had 1 foul against them. Greg Blassingame knew that the player could knock it off the boards, so he obstructed them so they could set up their defense against a free kick.
Okay, free kick for Dallas now. They'll restart it from the near board side. That's right wing as they're going from left to right. They elect to play it out and back to Victor Moreland. He goes inside, and we get a foul on Ralph Black holding up Carpin. Carpin took a whack at that ball. Ralph, I think, had a little bit of Carpin, and Carpin just kind of whiffed on the play. Now we got a more dangerous situation, Jim, because we have a very tight close in free kick to the right, angle right of Mike Dowler, who must take the near post.
What the Sidekicks might do here is try to knock the ball back just like Steve Jungle did and get Powers to have a right-footed shot on goal, or a Victor Moreland.
And Tattoo will pull the trigger. A 3-man wall as Megson joins Blassingame and Gray. They do pull it back outside, and Victor Moreland shanks it. Billy Crook will clear the zone. So Billy gets it over the red line, and right back they go to Carpin. Dallas unable to convert on that free kick, holds the ball in and keeps it alive. Carpin again goes up for a head ball with Billy Crook. The ball being knocked around. It's really loose and a little tacky right now as the ball stood Tattoo. Tattoo in a dangerous situation. They call the foul. They do call the foul on that one. That's number 3 on the Stars here in the 4th period.
The ball came up over the top. Neil Mason was marking Tattoo very tightly. Tattoo miscontrolled the ball, and it bobbled away from him. Neil went into tackle. Tattoo takes to Greg Louganis with a dive, and the referees are going to call the foul.
Well, that's why Alan Hinton said he'd give him a swimming pool when this series was over.
Does that swimming pool include a diving board, both a 3-meter and a high platform?
Need one. He does not need one.
Look out, here's Carpin. He misses wide to the right, and the rebound comes off. No one has it right now, but Victor Moreland, I'll tell you what a steady performer Victor Moreland is. He finds it and also finds Tattoo. Tattoo down the middle, shoots, and scores! First, it's Tattoo putting Dallas up by a goal. Then the Stars, Preki equalizes. Tattoo puts Dallas up again, 4-3. Stay with us. We'll be back with more on the Tacoma Stars Radio and Television Network. Tattoo, the goal scorer. Moreland with the assist.
Tattoo takes the ball down the middle of the field and just hammers it past Mike Dowler. Tattoo's really stamping his game on this game. He's playing very well. They have to find a way to stop him late in the going.
Stars come back now as they kick off. 3 fouls now on Tacoma, 2 on Dallas. The score 4-3. We're in the 4th period. 12:15 remain. One thing we haven't had, Brian, in this series so far is an overtime contest.
Well, and it looks as if the way this game continues to go, there may be an overtime contest. Tattoo, as we spoke all night long, the Stars have been able to hold him against the boards. That time he was able to get in the center of the field, and when he gets there, he's ever so dangerous.
Now Kevin Smith with the ball into the Stars zone over on the left side to Milano. He goes against Billy Crook. Crook terminates that as Milano does a 360 out in front. A lot of clever footwork by Milano. Goes to the near board side. Hammered there by Tuchia. And Big Val comes up with the ball. He tries to nutmeg little Eddie Redwanski. Gets the ball to Seco. Seco for the first time. Seco on. He loses it to Lawson. And Lawson will kick it out of play.
Again, the Stars have put in Seco to get some fresh legs on the field. He's quite good, quite skillful, a dribbler, and he's going to try to get in. And he's got a cannon in both.
The fans, of course, sensing their Dallas Sidekicks forcing a 7th and final game in this series.
Well, if there is a 7th game, you can get your tickets right now because there's Stars people at the office at 627-8474. Call at the break, reserve some tickets. If there isn't a 7th game, Tacoma wins the championship. You'll get your money back. You'll be able to return them for next year's opening game, so don't worry about that. Just make sure you're there if there's a 7th game.
627-8474 for tickets, and I'd get them now. I'd be on the safe side.
You can go by Ticketmaster or the Tacoma Dome tomorrow if you want to pick them up.
Stars attacking now. Tuchia keeping alive in front of Eddie Redwanski, and Redwanski commits foul number 3 as he knocks down Big Val Tuchia. Stay with with us now, we're going to give you some information on some activity around the Pugilplex, and that's coming up on our next break when we come back, as you see Val Tuksha going down in a hump. Number 9, Seiko on now. His real name, Dragan Stevovic, and he has been a very, very good 6-man, so to speak, throughout the course of the year for the Tacoma Stars.
Well, he certainly has, and he's got just one rocket of a shot, and that's what Coach Alan Hinton is looking for right now. He's trying to get a little offensive pressure in there. Gordon Jago, he's trying to figure out a way to hold on to this lead and force the 7th game.
Gordon wants to get a closer look at it. He's put on glasses, and I have never seen Gordon wear glasses. I think he likes the looks of things right now as his side leading 4-3.
You know, in the game of indoor soccer, though, Dick, with 11 minutes and 7 seconds, anything can happen.
And, of course, when you have a guy like Tattoo on the floor, guys like Jungle, here's a shot in a ricochet. Oh, that gets dangerous. That was Seiko's outside blister. Now here comes Dallas, and it's Tattoo, trailed by Heel. Heel takes him down, and that's going to be a penalty. I guarantee you that's a penalty. We're going to take a break. The Stars have just committed the second penalty of this game. You can take a look at it. Gary Heel just all over Tattoo. And when we come back, the Stars trail it by a goal, will be shorthanded. Stay with us. We'll be back. A power play on for the Dallas Sidekicks. Dallas, their power play efficiency has dropped a little bit in the playoffs in the last couple of games. They have scored 13 of 42 times for 30.9% efficiency. Tacoma Stars, as Wes McLeod sends one in, and Mike Dowler makes a save. Here's Tattoo trying to hit it forward. Mike Dowler collects the ball in the area. The Tacoma Stars are number 1 in the MISL in penalty killing during the course of these playoffs.
What the Stars have to do here is let Wes McLeod, who normally does not play in the power play, David Stride, the injured David Stride does, they should let him shoot as much as possible.
Doc Lawson hits the crossbar. 10:17 to go in the 4th. 4-3. Power play on for Dallas. Minute 19 to go on the penalty to Gary Heel. Gary Heel in the box for 2 minutes for tripping. Here's Milano looking for the shot. He'll take it, and he'll push it wide to the left. A rebound shot by McLeod, and the rebound comes to Doc Lawson. He'll play it right back to Milano out on top. Again, it's Lawson. He fires away. Ball loose right in front. Neil makes and clears the zone.
The Stars have done very well here so far. Down Greg Blasson game, and Neil Mason have been getting out. They've been showing the ball to Wes McLeod.
Doc Lawson firing away. Joe Waters kicking it away right in front of Mike Dowler.
But they have to make sure they don't get too close to Mike Dowler so he can see the ball.
Again, they go to Lawson. They want him to just rip away at it. Something's bound to happen if he fires away. Milano, he'll try to fire it away himself from out on top. Blasingame goes up to the 3rd floor, leaves Milano off at the 2nd floor and wins the head ball, but it's alive to Dallas. Wes McLeod inside, kicked away by Joey Waters, and then Greg Blasingame gets a foot to it. Again, it's Wes McLeod. 9:11 to go in the 4th. 16 seconds to go in the power play for Dallas. McLeod looking inside. Dowler down underneath the foot of Eddie Redwanski. And Dowler looking for some breathing room. I don't know. Dowler might try to, no, I guess not. He'll just kind of kick it out, and he'll hit the scoreboard, and that'll give Dallas the ball at the Tacoma red line.
Redwanski came in. Mike Dowler came out for the ball, dove on it. I think Mike caught his ankle with Eddie Redwanski, and I think he's
Mike shaken up. Bruce Snell, the outstanding trainer for the Tacoma Stars, comes out to look at him. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll let you know what happened to Mike Dowler and how he's faring. We'll be back with more on the Tacoma Stars radio and television network. Mike Dowler shaken up after a series of salvos sent in by the Dallas Sidekicks, and he's being assisted down in the corner, and it looks like Bruce Snell is putting a little of that hurt no more on.
He is. It used to be the magic sponge. Now it's the spray, and I don't know what's going to happen. They've called a timeout. I hope Mike Dowler will be all right. He's having a fine ball game. But if not with the goal, to knock the ball game, Tattoo gets the ball again, goes straight down the middle and blasts one off to give the Dallas a 4-3 advantage.
Mike Dowler up and walking around. He's okay. Getting a little respite down there, and that might be a little bit of gamesmanship on Mike Dowler's part. He's a veteran. You can see the fouls, 3 on Dallas and 3 on Tacoma, the little numbers. A second to go on the power play. Dallas will restart it at the Tacoma red line.
What Mike Dowler just did there, I know he was a little But he took the injury. Now the defender's legs should be fresh, and you won't have to change lines right after the shorthand.
And the penalty has been killed. Gary Heel comes back on the floor, and he'll go right after the guy with the ball, and that's Victor Moreland. He'll get the ball free for Rick Davis. Davis, hounded by Redwanski, cuts in front of him, sends it up to Billy Crook. That's picked off away from Billy Crook by Mike Yarimovich. Now Redwanski at the Tacoma line on the right wing side. He'll square it. They'll run it up on the right wing side and get it right back to Mike Yarimovich. Yarimovich, a veteran. Wes McLeod cuts one in. Redwanski was sniffing in there. Billy Crook looks for it, pushes it off the window, and clears the zone. Now the ball shoved right back in Tacoma's lap, and they try to clear it again. Harry Vanderbeck's shot is blocked by Joe Waters. Rebound to McLeod, whose shot is wide. Billy Crook again collects the rebound for Val Tuccia. Big Tukey clears it off quickly to his own line. Blasting game there on the far board side.
On the last Dallas attack, what Wes McLeod tried to do was shoot to miss. He was out by the boards. He tried to shoot across the box to the far post, where a lot of goals in the MISL come from.
Ricky Davis goes. We get a foul on Redwanski, number 4. And all of a sudden, all the talk, Brian, that we were saying, the incidental contact, now they're starting to call it. Well, consistency must be the name of the game.
That's right. It's a crucial part of the game. They don't want anything to happen, foul or otherwise, without having the consequences lay on the game.
Brecky, a little chip that was fielded by Sobieski on the feed from Jungle, and the Stars get the ball back in midfield. You're listening to a simulcast. We're live on radio and television in the Pacific Northwest. Here's a chance for Brecky, and he bangs it against Mike Yarimovich, and it goes up and over the glass behind Chris Sobieski. The Stars will get a corner kick out of this effort. We have 7.5 minutes to go here in period number 4. 4-3, Dallas leads it.
This is blood and guts time. This is a time when you want Steve Jungle and Brecky on as much as possible. Get the ball to Brecky's feet. Let him take people on, try to create a 3v2 advantage or a 4v3 advantage, and get the ball to the open man at the far post. Try to knock this ball game up.
Records have been falling throughout this playoff. We've got a timeout. So a timeout has been called. The players go back to their respective benches. We're going to take that timeout and send it back to our affiliates. You're listening to Tacoma Stars Playoff Soccer live and direct on the Tacoma Stars radio and television network. Brecky is the man that has to do the work for the Tacoma Stars. He has a goal in this game, but the Stars trail it by a goal. 7.5 minutes left in this contest. Tacoma's going to restart it from the right wing side, a corner kick.
The Stars have the Fab Four, and Steve Jungle, Gary Heel, Duff Ingram, and Brecky. But Brecky's the guy that has to do that little bit of magic here to help the Stars knock this ball game up.
I said right wing side. They'll restart it with Jungle on the left wing side. He'll be marked up by Carpin and by Moreland. He'll flip it. There's a chance for Brecky at the far post, but Big Doc Lawson, with all of his bulk and muscle, clear the ball out. Brecky goes off. Joey Waters comes on. Good bench change for the Tacoma Stars. Now Billy Crook is on as Willie Milano comes on for Dallas. 7:14 and counting. It's getting to be nerve time here. Will there be a 7th game Saturday night in the Tacoma Dome?
Another good thing about getting the ball to a Brecky or Godfrey Ingram, the Dallas Sidekicks are on 4 fouls. If the Stars can draw 2 more, they'll be in a power play situation. They've been deadly in those situations throughout this playoffs.
Mike Powers working with Yarimovich, cuts it around Billy Crook. Now Yarimovich trying to penetrate the Tacoma zone, does, to Milano on the right. He's matched up with Joe Waters. Inside, down goes Carpin, down goes Ricky Davis. Nothing called there. Both guys kind of sit on each other again. And this time we do indeed get a call. It'll go against Davis, number 4, on Tacoma. Now both teams sitting in double jeopardy, both with 4 fouls in the period.
Tacoma Stars have shown the ability, though, to be disciplined enough not to give away those fouls to create the 6th.
Milano looking for a shot. He's got some space. Moreland upstairs and out of play. So Victor Moreland cools down everybody down on that far right-hand side as he knocks one into the seats behind Mike Dowler. And I know what Mike's saying right now.
Whew. I tell you, another thing the Stars have to be thinking of. If this score remains the same, 4-3, and Tattoo's getting cooled down there, when will the Tacoma Stars pull the 6th attacker? When will they think of pulling Mike Dowler out of the net and going on complete attack to try to knock this ball game up?
That charming little Tattoo, the most valuable player in the MISL this year, as voted on by a media panel throughout the league, and deservedly so. He led the league in scoring. Tattoo scored 111 points during the regular season. In 51 games, he netted it 73 times and assisted on 38 other goals. So he truly is a superstar. The fantastic Armadillo here. He's right now Tattoo on the rocks. Joey Waters will bring it out of the back. We've got a 4-3 ball game and 6.5 minutes to go. The Stars have another goal in their arsenal. Here's Godfrey Ingram, held scoreless tonight. Tries to go around Victor Moreland, gets his own ball back after the shot. Zico inside to Gary Heel. Heel pushes it between the legs of Perry Vanderbeek, but not far enough to get it to Ralph Black. And Dallas comes out to Redwanski. Wes McLeod. Wesley McLeod, a veteran of professional soccer in the United States. Not so much inside, but outdoors he played an awful lot of outdoor soccer.
The Tacoma Stars are now going to have to start applying full court pressure to try to win the ball away from Dallas as much as possible.
And inside 6 minutes here in the 4th period, Joe Waters takes the ball away from Eddie Redwanski down in the corner. 4-3 is our score. The Stars looking at a 1-goal deficit, but they have a 1-game advantage in this best of 7 for the MISL championship. Now a guy that's been on 5 MISL championships feeds it up to Zico. Zico cuts it back. Zico looking for the ball. Zico inside, Jungle left wing side. Uses the board, sets it up inside for Godfrey Ingram, tapped away by Doc Lawson. Now the ball loose, and the Stars hold it in. Again, they go to Ingram. He posts up. Ingram can't control. Ball stripped away from him by Lawson and free for Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith with the ball, working around into the neutral third of the field for Perry Vanderbeek. Both teams will take an advantage and change their lines.
This Dallas Sidekick team has shown incredible work rate. They're all over the place. Every time the Stars get a good effort to get down and maybe do something on the sidekick goal, 2 or 3 players converge on the Stars player.
Tattoo with the ball now. 4-3 is our score. Tattoo looking to add another goal on the right side. Joey Waters double teaming him with Greg Blassingame. Pulls it back to Uremovich. Squares it at the slot to Kevin Smith and back to Uremovich. Now is Dallas looking just to play out the time? They're going to lose one to Blassingame, who opens up Steve Jungle.
You cannot play out the time with 4 minutes and 37 seconds left in this ball game, Dick.
Now here's Willie Milano. He sends one inside. Ball for Tattoo. Goal! No goal. No goal. Hold everything. There is no goal. A foul was called.
They're going to call a foul on Ralphie Black. Willie Milano got the ball, knocked it off the boards. He was going to run around it for himself, and Ralphie Black obstructed him. Good play by Ralphie Black, or the Stars could have found themselves 2 goals down in this ball game.
The Tacoma Stars want a timeout.
They can't. They don't have the ball.
They don't, but it's a dead ball situation. You've got a free kick for Dallas outside the left point. Alan Hinton needs a timeout. Mike Dowler's got to get the ball, and Tacoma's got to get possession. Here's Tattoo with a little bit of razzle-dazzle with Victor Moreland. Down goes Blassingame. No foul call there. He bumps into Tattoo right in front of Marty Templin, and Tattoo has it facing a goal. Squared from Milano. His shot blocked by Waters, and Zico picks up the loose sphere. With Tattoo chasing him, here comes Zico on left wing. Zico down to the near side dashers at the radius. Loses the ball down there, and it's tapped back to big Chris Sobieski. Big, not in structure or in size, but big in heart.
I would think Alan Hinton, anytime now that Mike Dowler can get the ball in his mitts and his gloves, he's going to call a timeout, try to get that 6th attacker in, give him enough time to do something.
Okay, we'll alert our networks. If they do indeed get a timeout here, we will take it. Willie Milano in center. 3:41 and counting. Ball stripped away from Willie Milano. Now Rick Davis has it. They'll go back to Dowler, and a timeout will be called and will be granted. So Tacoma has called a timeout here at the reunion. Here's the situation. 3:34 to go here in the 4th quarter. A 4-3 game. Dallas on top of Tacoma by a goal. Tacoma on 5 fouls. Dallas on 4. Stay with us when we come back. Tacoma's going to let it all hang out. They're going to the 6th attacker. Stay with us. We'll be back on the Tacoma Stars radio and television network. Back here in the reunion, they're dancing, and rightfully so. The supporters of the Dallas Sidekicks find themselves with just 3.5 minutes left. The Tacoma Stars, though, are going to answer with a 6th attacker.
6th attacker, the Tacoma Stars are going to put Ricky Davis in the goalkeeper shirt. What they're going to try to do is get the ball, get a zone around the Dallas goal, have Ricky be the quarterback, pass it left and right, try to find somebody down low to knock this ball game up.
Well, they say that Alan Hinton has offered to buy a swimming pool for Tattoo for his annex as he interprets of Greg Louganis, but I don't think the swimming pool was necessarily the one that was, let's say, that was very vividly pointed out here in the stands.
You know, I tell you, Alan Hinton, Tony Chersky, Stevie Buttle have done a marvelous job with this ball club all year. Alan is emotional coach. He has just done incredible, and he asked me tonight to say hi to his lovely wife, Joy, and Stevie Buttle wanted me to do the same to his wife, Jan.
Okay, we are back underway. It's nervous time here in the reunion. 3:25 and counting, and the Stars have pulled their goalkeeper. They have put Rick Davis in the attacking shirt of the goalkeeper. In other words, he will be the designated goalkeeper, but he will be an attacker. It's 6v5. Brecky out at the red line. He's flanked by Davis. Seco on the left. Seco cuts it inside. Ingram will find the rebound, but he'll have to chase it down and pull it back to the red line. Now, just 3 minutes left. Here's Seco inside. Chris Sobieski feels a little side-footed roller off the foot of Seco, and he throws it up in the air. Redwanski will go for the header. Will collect it.
The danger of going into the sixth attacker is this: if Dallas can get a good possession, knock the ball around, take a shot on goal, the Stars don't have a goalkeeper, Ed. They have Ricky Davis in.
And Rick Davis, a marvelous athlete. He has the ability to play that position. Stars have used a number of people: Ralph Black, even Steve Jungle, Rick Davis, David Norman, a very skilled sixth attacker, but he is not in uniform tonight. It's Rick Davis out there. Ricky hammers one in, gets his own rebound, puts it inside the box, and it's kicked out by Mike Powers. Dallas is defending with Redwanski, McLeod, Urevich, and Smith, along with Mike Powers. Gary Heel is really poaching around from pillar to post, but Powers is following him all the way. Meanwhile, the Stars just move it around the perimeter, and now they're looking at 2 minutes to go here in the fourth. Brecky with the ball over on the right side to Ingram. Back out to Brecky. Will there be a seventh game? Brecky looking for a shot. Can't get it. Ingram gets to Karam. Ingram squares to the near side. Rick Davis there to save it for Seco. Seco will turn inside looking for Jungle. Now it's he hammers it away. Finds his own rebound and knocks it down in the right wing corner. Jungle trips down and falls over the ball. Gary Heel will save it. Brecky looking for it. Brecky finds it, far board side. Jungle goes back in the box, and here comes Seco over the line against Kevin Smith.
Plenty of time in this game. The Stars have to look to get the ball down deep to a Gary Heel or a Steve Jungle.
Brecky for Seco. Inside, nothing there. Blocked by Dallas. Brecky keeps it alive. Kevin Smith looking for it. Brecky muscling his way up on left wing. Squaring it at the top of the box. Picked off by Mike Powers, and he'll dump it out of there.
Dallas has done very well defending against this sixth attack. They've kept their players, they've kept their shape, they've defended excellent, but the Stars still have a lot of time.
Here's Ingram inside for Seco, and he misses. Seco had a chance, and it's cleared off. Rick Davis will chase it down. That ball's got no chance of rolling into the open net.
As you see, only 56 seconds remain in this game. Tacoma needs to try and pepper the net, try and get the knock-in goal down close.
Tattoo with what stands right now as the winning goal here in the fourth period. There have been 3 goals in the fourth, and a goal by the Lord of all indoors. Would you believe it? 40 seconds to go, and the captain, the man that has led 5 teams to MISL championship, says, not yet, Dallas. This one isn't over, and he blistered one to tie it with 40 seconds to go.
As we said earlier, when you have a tight game, you look to the Lord of all indoors. He's been there too many times. The ball comes across the box. He does his little patent outside the right foot blast. Sobieski could have caught it cold as the ball whisked past him with the wind. He could not react. We're looking at here. Jungle's going to hit it with the outside of his right, hammers it in the back of the net. He puts a little bend on it. We have a 4-4 ball game, 40 seconds to go. This could be it for the Dallas Sidekicks.
Who was that masked man that said overtime? 40 seconds to go in this one, and it's dead level. Nothing different from when we started, Brian, except for both teams have 4 goals. Now, the Stars have 5 fouls. They have brought Mike Dowler back into the game. 4 fouls on Dallas. Stars must keep away from that ball and from fouling anybody. Joey Waters will track Perry Vanderbeek down in the corner. The Stars cannot dig away and slash at him. It'll take a brave referee to call this 6th foul as Joey Waters clears it off. Here's a shot from outside. Look out for the follow-up shot. Ball loose with 22 seconds to go, and number 22, Doc Lawson, chases it down in midfield. Here's Milano. Stars all behind the Red Rocket missile, all defending now. To Moreland out on the far side with 12 seconds to go. Uh-oh, look out. Tattoo now looking to get a shot off. He'll try to get a shot off for Lawson. Lawson hammers it, and Billy Crook sacrifices his body.
Billy Crook shows a lot of courage there. He comes flying out. Doc Lawson can hit that ball upwards of 80 miles an hour. Big block by Billy Crook.
Dallas wants a timeout, I think. They got a guy down over on the far board side. Now I see 5 guys out there, so everything's okay. They're looking at the referee, Herb Silva, and indeed they're going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it right here.
How fitting, Dick, really, that Billy Crook would come out, blocked it, it looked like, with his face. And that's what the Stars have done all season long. They're defending, thrown their bodies in front of the ball, and that's what Tacoma is doing here with just 4 seconds to go in the 6th game of the championship.
We're going to keep an eye on the 2 coaches. We're going to keep an eye on the benches to see what is going on over there as we talk to Jim McAllister and Brian Flagiel. We thank you for joining us tonight. Just delighted to be able to bring you this Game 6 of the championship on our simulcast tonight. Jimmy, who would have expected it? I guess anybody, because the script has been written from the time that he came in the league in 1978. He came into the league, he took it by storm, he owns every offensive record, he owns every consecutive game played, he has done everything but pass out towels in the locker room in his tenure in the MISL. He ties it up, and he, of course, is the regal one. He flexed the scepter, he stepped down from the throne to kick one in with 40 seconds to go.
You know, that's why they call him the Lord. Now, the Tacoma Stars are going to try to defend this free kick out. Obviously, Gordon Jago has set a set piece up for his sidekicks to try to use. They're going to try to dump the ball in, most likely, with 4 seconds to go, and let little to try to get on the end of something. The Stars want to be strong, but they did not want to commit a foul. They're on 5 fouls with 4 seconds to go. That 2 minutes would go into the overtime. The Stars cannot foul.
Okay, we have about as long a 4 seconds as you're ever going to see up in the Pugilplex in front of you. A 4-4 tie, 4 seconds to go. Mike Dowler is on his line. The Tacoma Stars defense have picked out their men. A free kick, and Doc Lawson will restart it. Immediately marked up by Rick Davis. Wait a minute, we're going to get a restart now. The referee, that's Marty Templin, wants to restart it.
The referee's telling Ricky Davis to give the 10 feet. I think Ricky Davis was a bit too close and wouldn't let Doc Lawson get the ball in. They're going to change the kicker, and they're going to let Victor Moreland take it, it looks like.
Well, Rick Davis has been a tremendous addition to the Tacoma Stars since they gained his contract from the now extinct New York Express. That's Davis against the guy that'll restart it. That's Marty Templin setting the ball. That's some guy's head right in your way on the TV side, and now he sits. Billy Crook looking to go after Lawson if they tap it back. They do. Billy Crook blocks it off of Lawson. Billy was setting himself to go after it, and the ball will go out off of Billy Crook. And yes, Elizabeth, there will be an overtime in the reunion tonight. Game number 6 has come down to this, folks. A 3-minute respite, a 4-all tie. The fouls against both teams are erased, and we're going overtime. Steve Jungle saw to that. Steve Jungle led his team to this position in the playoffs, and he led himself and his team into overtime tonight. Now it's anybody's ball game. It's sudden death or sudden victory. Stay with us. We're going to take a pause, and we're going to come back with overtime on the Tacoma Stars radio and television networks.